But look at the next paragraph if you could. Where do we get prospects? Where do we get prospects? It should be briefly noted, look at your notes now, it should be briefly noted that prospects come from those, write this down, who visit the church. Prospects come from those who are family members. Prospects come from those who are surveyed and from new move-ins. And from new move-ins. However, as noted earlier, the soul winner should always keep a card on which he lists prospects for future visitation. Every person that is led to Christ should be talked to about who they know that's unsaved and be added to the prospect file. And we're going to talk more in the sessions that lie ahead about the dissemination of information within the church and how the outreach office should be talking to the church office and how the outreach office should be talking to the Sunday school department and how the outreach office should be reaching out beyond the normal borders and beyond some of the normal things that we understand we already practice and really making an impact on their community. And I want you to think about it. As you fill out these prospect cards, these are not just names on a card. These are the souls of men and women and boys and girls, teenagers, loved ones, people who do not know the gospel, people that need someone to take a few minutes and share with them what Christ has done in their life, people who need someone to teach them from the Bible that they're sinners, people who need someone to teach them from the Bible that Jesus Christ has already paid the penalty for their sin. Teach them. People that need someone to teach them that if they'll call upon the Lord, He'll save them. I mean, these are people. These are not just names on a card. This is not just a database list. This is not just a spreadsheet, folks. This is God's business. Prospecting is so important. Let's talk next about what materials are needed. What materials are needed. Now, I'm going to show you an example of something that we use. You don't have to use this. I encourage you to do so. It's the Are You Sure tract. The Are You Sure tract. And if you look in your syllabus, you'll find one towards the back. And I believe it's probably next to the last page or in the back section. The Are You Sure tract basically helps lead people to Christ that ask them an important question. Are you sure about heaven? And it begins like this. Think carefully on this soul-searching question. If you should die right now, do you know for sure you're going to heaven? There's a place for you to personalize it. This particular tract is personalized for Freedom Baptist Church in Greenville, South Carolina, with web addresses and phone numbers and service times and the pastor's name. And I mean, we can personalize them any way you'd like. But I want to encourage you, if you don't already have a good gospel tract that you use the Are You Sure tract that we've provided, and you can order those. There's an ordering blank in the back. But let's continue with your notes now. The church should provide a good gospel tract. The word tract is spelled T-R-A-C-T. The church should provide a good gospel tract for the use of all soul winners. All soul winners. Now, it's important to understand that when we leave the church, I've seen some churches, and I like this, when they leave the church doors, it says, you are now entering the mission field. I mean, when you leave the church, you should get yourself just ready to go. Can you imagine going to war if you were in the military? Can you imagine going to war without your gun? Without your rifle? Can you imagine going to war without your helmet? Can you imagine going to war without your supplies and your food and the medical things you're going to need and a fresh pair of socks, you know? And I mean, think about it. You're going to war when you leave church. You're going out to fight the devil and invade his territory. You're entering the mission field. So make sure you're well supplied and well equipped. Amen? And take some tracts out with you and follow through. And God lays someone upon your heart in the grocery store line, in the line at the bank, in the line somewhere at the job site, waiting on the water coolers. Just, hey, listen, I want to give you a little Bible lesson. This tells you how you can know for sure you're going to heaven. And just be a 1-minute witness to somebody and put it in their hands. Let me tell you, my friend, it's so important. The church should provide a good gospel tract for the use of all soul winners. In addition, it is good to have baptism tracts and other church literature, such as brochures and informative mailouts for special events and meetings. Now, pastors, listen, the pastor should concentrate on producing first-class literature. First-class literature so that the soul winner, trained in its use, can distribute it on the field. In the church where I pastor, I don't ever want my people to be embarrassed about anything that our office produces for them to hand out to their friends and neighbors. Can you imagine somebody, in the day and age in which we live, with color printers almost in every home, somebody handing out something that looks just shoddy and not copied well and doesn't look good, and it's kind of off-center and offset and the cut's wrong, and they're supposed to give forth a professional image about the Lord and a professional image about their church, and they're supposed to use this to invite someone to a special meeting, and it doesn't even look good. Let me tell you, most of those end up in the round file, amen? They end up in the trash. And I want to encourage you, as a pastor, as someone in charge of this, maybe the pastor is going to give you, as the soul winning director, the job of putting together a packet to give to people, a tract, a church brochure, something. Make sure it's first class, please. This is God's business, and God's business supersedes any of our businesses. So my friend, understand, have first-class stuff. Make sure you use a good gospel tract. If you don't already have a good church tract that you're using, let me encourage you. Use the Are You Sure tract. Contact our office. We'll send you out an order form. We'll personalize it for you and take care of all of that that you need in the area of production of materials to hand out to your soul winners.